Hey, I do not know how long it's been since I've made a video and posted it, keyword posted, because I keep making videos and then I'm just kind of like, I don't know, like that doesn't feel right, so I don't post it. And then, so I don't know what I've talked to you guys about and what I haven't, but I'm gonna see the last time I posted a video and try and figure it out from there. I'm not doing a full makeup look today. I'm actually just gonna try and do a crazy eye look at the most. Again, nothing crazy. I'll try and do something impressive, I guess. And we'll see how that goes. Hold on, I'm trying to see where my YouTube videos are so I can see like what I have posted or not. Guys, so much I think has happened since I last saw you and posted something. I think I have finished school. If I have, that's crazy. I should have said something sooner. I don't know how. Oh, okay. It's been 2 weeks. Is this even warranted? Like, what am I gonna talk about? Hold on, I'm gonna like watch myself for a second.
Hello. And that format is literally followed the entire time.
Okay, so the last thing I talked about was the Michael movie. Okay. That's crazy. Alright, so I do have a bunch of topics that I want to talk about. A lot of these I made a video on, and again, I just never posted it. So, I think these are topics that I just kind of like wrote down in the spur of the moment that I felt strongly about at the moment, and then now I don't. I just don't have any thoughts. Sorry, I have to think. I have to like focus when I curl my lashes or else it gets crazy. Did I ever tell y'all how one time I was using my lash curler before I was going to class and boom, it cut my eyelashes off. Like, oh, right. It wasn't all of them, thank God, because I stopped as soon as I heard like the snip. It literally sounded like scissors, man. And I was like, I'm losing it. Like, no way that just happened. It happened. So, okay. I'll just start. There's honestly kind of a lot. Again, a lot of these are probably going to be skipped just because I don't know how I feel about these anymore and speaking on them. The first one has to do with rich people and taxes. I think what I saw with this was that people were being like up in arms about rich people having to pay taxes, and I was like, this is so funny because like you'll never be in the tax bracket. Second, why are you like worried about somebody else's money? You know, like that was I think my full entire thought there. I really didn't have much to say. I mean, I probably rambled for about 10 minutes about it for no reason, but yeah. I'm gonna use this as my base. I'm kind of like gonna should I like do my eyebrows to like sort of have like think of like a full like be like this area, you know? I think I may do that. It's gonna look really odd, but why not? Okay, I said cheating is okay if it's with your soulmate. I said this because the two leads from Queen Charlotte have been seen together, and I know that there was drama with them and their partners around the time that their season came out because I don't know, they were just pretty they had a lot of chemistry. And the thing is, when shows like this happen and there's chemistry, people get really like weird and very odd about the partners of those actors and actresses. So you know, I think the way that the fans were acting, that one of the partners wasn't comfortable with them being like lovey-dovey on like red carpets and like things like that anymore, if I remember correctly. So they just kind of like it was like there was like Jesus between them, you know, like you have to keep room for him. It was really different from how they had been acting, but now they're back apparently. I don't know, I'm not gonna say apparently, I guess allegedly, like they've been seen together like very like on like dates and whatnot, and he's commenting under her post again. So literally, it's my thought that it's okay if cheating is with your soulmate. I truly believe this deep down. Like, I think cheating, unfortunately, can be a very human thing that happens. And I know that people don't like to admit that being human means making regrets or having regrets and making mistakes, right? But I don't know if you would count cheating as a mistake if it's with your soulmate, right? Like, the thought's just like, it's here, right? But I don't think it's coming out properly. So, yeah, but I've always been on this. I've always stood on this because I remember my sister was watching The Notebook, and she was talking about how people were, like, upset that she cheated, and I was like, it literally doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. And that's so funny. She's calling me right now. Hold on. She played so bad. She had me listening to her reaction. We talked for a little bit, but okay. Back to the original programming. Yeah. She was watching The Notebook, and I was like, yeah, it's totally fine if you cheat and it's with your soulmate. I just don't see the issue with that, honestly. You're meant to be. Obviously, your partner at the time is getting in the way. I don't know. That's just how I see it. I'm sitting on a metal belt right now. Hold on. Okay. Next thought. Nobody wants to take time on recipes anymore. This is just because I saw a TikTok of somebody making focaccia, and it was called Same Day Focaccia. It took about 5 hours in all. And so I was like, it takes 5 hours. Babes, I never said it was going to be quick and easy, but also it is pretty quick and easy. I just don't understand why people don't want to, like, spend time on recipes anymore. Why don't you want to put your heart and time into something? Like, I feel like you can taste it, like Tita, that just makes sense to me, but I guess it doesn't to other people. So I kind of hate that. People, take time on your recipes. Like, please. It's just like, it could be in so much more. It doesn't have to be this thoughtless thing that you do. You're putting love behind it, if that makes sense. Probably the wrong brush to use for this. Ooh, girl. I said I was gonna do my eyebrows too. Oh, I totally forgot I said that. Whatever. We can all blame my sister. Yeah, I'm not gonna do my eyebrows. Okay, I'm gonna save my TV thoughts for last because tonight Half Man ended, and the last video I filmed, I think, was before The Boys had ended. So I do have thoughts on The Boys and its finale. So I'm gonna save those for last, but my next thought is, what are we gonna do about Prime Video? This is because I heard Eric Kripke's thoughts and what he wanted to do for the 3rd season of Gen V. And what are we gonna do about Amazon Prime Video? What are we gonna do about that? Because I'm actually really upset because it seemed like such a good premise, and it seems... And I hate that people seem to want to blame Eric Kripke for the ending of Gen V and how it got canceled. Guys, he has no control over that. Like, I wish I could be mad at him for that, but I feel like it's common sense to know that he's not a part of that decision-making process. Should I use this? I use this for something. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's too. Anyway, so yeah, I don't understand being mad at him for that. I think it's very obvious that Eric Kripke loves his shows, like, in the, like, boys universe. So I don't understand why anybody would think he would want that. Now, actually, I'll save that. Yeah, I'm just really upset that it got canceled. I was gonna talk about Hinge. That was my next thought, but... Girl, I remember when I made the video that I never posted. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go on a date. We'll see how that goes. Baby, no. No. Men do that thing where they act like saints and, like, they're, like, perfect people. And then, like, they show, like, rapist tendencies. And it's not, like, fully outright. It's not fully outright. But it's like, like, that's something I'd have to look out for in the future, It's not great vibes. And so, yeah, I was really happy about that. Well, I was happy about that person, and then that happened, and it kind of just ruined things for me. So that's fun. And I hope I never see this, because I already told him no. And so, what is next? Y'all, I was just being a hater for my next thought. Unfortunate. And I was like, why is Blackpink as famous as they are? I just think for me, their music never hit. Their music never hit for me. Like, I don't know if I've ever found a song by them that I like and that I like listen to. Like, not a single one. I feel like Twice should have gotten that fame that they got. I don't know. I'm not gonna say too much on it, but yeah, that's my thought on that. I think about it a lot because it's like, okay, I do love when girl groups get famous, but I just never got into their music, man. And then like the group now is kind of like, ew, this looks weird. I don't know. It's just not great, right? Groups, I think they're disbanding. I don't know anymore. And their fans are annoying. So, sorry. The way I'm blending this, you can just tell my eyes were not ready for makeup. Ooh. This looks so interesting. And it's because, guys, I swear, I think I have like a sensory issue. I don't know if it's a sensory issue or just like some thing a callback to when, actually, this goes into my next thought. Scratch everything I just said. Okay, so maybe I'm more mentally ill than I think. Okay, I think this for a lot of reasons, mostly because I think I have OCD, and the reason I think that is because of a certain thing I do. I'm not gonna get into detail about it because it's kind of an insecurity of mine, but I think the way that I've been also displaying that, like, I don't know if it's like a fidget or something, or a sensory issue, right? Because I think that I rub my nose a lot because I can feel like something's wrong with it. It's like either like flakes, like it's dry. And so I spend a lot of time rubbing my nose to get it off, but it ends up leaving me with like a really red nose and like these marks. And it's like, okay, I try to like moisturize it and leave it alone, but it's not enough for me. Like I have to so I think I have like some form of OCD. Take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, but I also think I hear things sometimes. I remember Christmas break, I kept hearing people screaming, and it was like late at night. I don't know if that I actually heard that, but I kept hearing people screaming. I don't know. I don't hear it as much anymore. So there's that. I do hear things sometimes in the house, but it's also because I live alone and maybe I'm just paranoid. Next thought. Has Israel always been this ingrained into our society? I'm generally wondering, this is probably such a stupid thought, and I think maybe this is one of the thoughts I had where I was like, I don't think I should post that. Should I use my eye base that I have, or should I just keep it as this and just work from there? Thoughts. I think I'm just gonna work with this. I actually don't mind this base. I haven't done like an eyeshadow look in a while, so I'm curious to see where this goes. I want to do something vibrant. Oh girl, I thought this was somebody that I thought I saw something, but I didn't. I want to do something vibrant. I don't know if I have the eyeshadows for that. Everything. I don't feel like doing anything blue. This is definitely like a fall glitter palette. I used to be so excited to get these more big ass Morphe palettes, and then I just never use them. I'm so wasteful. I have way too many palettes. Maybe I'm gonna have to do something purple. It seems like I'm gonna have to do something like in the shades of like blue, or I could use an entire palette. I want to do something vibrant, so this isn't gonna work. It was like just kind of like bronzy colors, golds, nudes, of that nature. And this is like totally the same. Okay. Okay, while I think about this, I think it is just growing up. I'm just gonna chalk it up to that, and me not being as aware as to how much Israel plays into our politics and our entertainment and things like that. Like, realizing it now, it's kind of scary. And I hate my nose right now. It's like, damn. Like, they really run us. Because who just got elected into office over that Republican that Trump didn't like? Like, they got so much AIPAC money. Thomas Massey, he was run out of office by the next Republican who would kiss Trump's ass, and he had a bunch of AIPAC money, like, ooh, baby, Israel own him. So I was like, damn, that's really crazy. I don't know why. I do know why. So, end of thought. I don't feel like talking about that anymore. Caesar salad hype. Never got it, guys. I never got it. I tried Caesar salad once and I just didn't like it. Maybe I need to revisit it. But for me, it's very much, oh, I could do like a boda hair. Like, I could do something purple. I'll do something purple because I'm army down and I love BTS. So let's figure that out. Yeah. I've just never been on the Caesar salad hype ever. And people get crazy about things, you know, like they want to put it in everything. And for right now, it seems like Caesar salad is that girl for that thing. They like making Caesar salad tacos. I think the idea of anything tacos that aren't like traditional is weird to me. I don't know. I just don't care to be that creative with my food. I don't know what I'm gonna do, y'all. Anyways, yeah, I'm just not big on Caesar salad, and I feel like I'm seeing it everywhere right now, and it's pissing me off. Like, whatever, it's not that good, y'all. And I think it's so simple that I think it's crazy that people are like, oh my god, Caesar salad. I don't know. Well, maybe it's nice because people are enjoying, like, the simpler things in life. Anyways. Okay. I said stop giving me the depression questionnaire. I had to take this again, like, before. I made a video on this. I keep saying that. And then I had to take one again. And it just gets so, like, embarrassing after a certain point because they'll be like, oh, your questionnaire came out, like, really high. And you're like, yeah, I know. You know, like, what are you supposed to say, like, whenever you've, like, dealt with it, like, your entire life? Like, you know, like, you're supposed to do something about it, but it's, like, I'm okay right now. I don't feel, like, awful, like, I want to die, so I'm not too... Oh, girl, I just saw one of Diana's tweets. I thought she said she had a boyfriend. I literally froze. That would have been tragic. Anyways... Yeah, I just, like, I've lived with it for so long, and I think at this point, it's probably unhealthy, you know, because it's not like I'm doing anything about it. At one point I was going to therapy, and I do think I need to go back to therapy just to, like, have somebody to talk to, but I haven't had the time, and, I mean, I have the time this summer, so maybe I'll do that. But yeah, I hate filling out that depression questionnaire because it's like, damn, my feelings, like, really haven't changed. But it's like, I hate when people get involved in my business. That's so awful. Okay, I'm gonna skip the next one. It's about AI and graduations. I don't know. I don't feel like talking about that. Okay, stop trying to justify your irrational hatred for a celebrity. That explains itself. I hate when people can't just admit they don't like somebody for no reason. Just say it. Like, I think we all feel that way about somebody. I don't think it has to be a big deal. But whenever you're, like, sitting there trying to justify and finding, like, anything under the sun to make them look like a bad person, baby, just admit it. Just admit it. That's all I'm saying. Just admit it. Leave it alone. Like, it's okay. It's A-okay. And I don't know who I was saying this in regards to. But, yeah. I'm not gonna talk about that either, because it was just stupid ass discourse. And it was about the professor's office hours and having to go to them to prove that you wrote your paper. I'm not talking about that, y'all. I'm not talking about that. I added 2 new topics, and one is We Are the World. This just came up today because I need to start doing my eyes. I'm getting to the end. I'm gonna do something purple, guys. Right? No. I'll do some, I really can't figure out what I want to do with my eyes, guys. I said that, and then nothing in my palettes is really speaking to me. Nothing's speaking to me. I don't have anything in there. We are the world. I do have these, right? I do think these are very pretty. Okay, I'll do purple. I forgot I have that purple shade. It's gonna take me a second to build it because I get really weird about purples. I may cut this part out. I'm gonna have to learn how to edit since my sister talked to me. I want to do something interesting, you know? But how interesting can this eye look be whenever I feel like I'm on a time crunch? Oh, and we're just going with it. We're going with it. We're going with it. It's probably not going to be anything phenomenal, guys. I thought I didn't have any, like... I didn't have any inspo going into this, and I just keep blending and it gets worse. So... it's just gonna be something really, like, not cool. And probably ugly. I remember when I used to glue down my eyebrows. And that was fun. I should have done that for this. Ew, I can't blend. And, ooh, no wonder I don't do no eye looks anymore, guys. Maybe I can make this work. Really trust the process right now for me. Oh, guys. I'm trying not to laugh right now because I don't want to fuck it up even more. My eyes are getting dry. Guys, I've been having really dry eyes lately, and it's so annoying. I have to, like, blink really hard towards the end of the day to bring some, like, wetness back to it. Like that, you know? We're getting somewhere, right? So yeah, I guess I can start talking now. One of my thoughts is We Are the World. I've been seeing a lot more about We Are the World lately on my timeline, or For You page to be exact. And I don't understand where the craze for We Are the World came from, like, suddenly. It's always been a thing. Did your guys' parents not show you that? I don't know, my dad was, like, with the time, so... that was, like, one of the first things I saw when I was younger, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever that I wanted to perform in the school, like, talent show, so I could sing that. Yeah, I was, like, an innocent child. But people are really, like, shitting on some of the artists in there, and it's like, okay. Like, I get it. Some of them didn't sound great. But I get a little defensive over Cindy's part. I thought she sounded good. You know, I thought she sounded good. So, fuck the noise, honestly. I need something fluffy to blend this. Really fluffy. This'll work. That's fluffy enough. Yeah, I like Cindy's part. And so when people are like, oh, she sounded terrible, I'm like, no, she didn't. She didn't, guys, she didn't. And the thing is, I was watching the video again, and as much as I don't like a lot of the singers in there, like Bob Dylan and Bruce Springsteen, and there's somebody else in there that I'm not fond of, I realize that they have their own artistry and like, the way they approach things, so, like, I can respect that. And I think about how artists of, like, and it sounds so corny, and I hate saying it, but I don't think artists of our generation could, like, make another We Are the World moment. I don't think there is enough creativity, and I don't think there's enough of that for us to have one of those moments. I'm like trying to think of like big artists who could, but maybe it's just not like, I don't think we have it, unfortunately. Like, we don't have a Lionel Richie, we don't have a Quincy, we don't have a Stevie, we don't have a Michael. Like, it's sad, but damn, maybe I have to make the We Are the World. Like, what about that, guys? What if I did that? Okay, so as you can see, I blended it. It's not too crazy. Still a little crazy, but it's not the craziest. I'm gonna go in with this and kind of stamp it and make it a lot more defined, but I'm gonna go with a tiny bit of a darker color. I don't like that. I said I was gonna stamp, and then I just started swiping. I could never be a makeup artist ever in my life. Trust the process. Please, guys. Please, please, please. And yeah, that's really my thoughts on We Are the World. But I also don't like when people start talking about We Are the World and they don't know nothing about the process. Like, you didn't even know Michael Jackson co-wrote the song. Like, don't talk to me about We Are the World ever. Like, I get a little defensive about it because it's like, you don't even know, like, the process and how that even happened for you to be speaking on how these singers, like, sound. It's kind of odd to me. But people love to speak on things they don't know about. Yeah. I went there. Okay. My next thought is the Love Island USA Season 8 cast. Guys, what color did I go in with? I'm actually really pleased with this cast. I very much... Ew, I messed that up. I like that a lot of these people aren't well known. I do think they're attractive for the most part. The women, I'm gonna say, are attractive. I'm still finding out my feelings about the men, but as long as the women are good looking, I don't care. But again, I'm really excited about this cast. I get good vibes from it. It feels like an older season, like before 6 and 7. I think 6 and 7, just the way that people interact with the show and watch it is just so brain dead. It's so brain dead, and I feel like this cast may bring it down a little, which I'm hoping is the case, but again, they've already made like fan accounts for like people, and the cast literally came out today. And so like unemployed behavior, and I'm unemployed, but you would never see me do that. I don't think this fits my eye shape. Oh, me rubbing my nose. Yeah, people are talking really weird about the women. I really don't want to hear like jokes about the Paralympian. I really don't. Y'all are so weird, and you'll hide behind, okay. There were tweets about how she shouldn't be in there because, like, sympathy votes. I think that's so odd. Disabled people are literally people. They deserve a chance at love. I don't understand why that's, like, such a terrible thing. I don't know. It just really upsets me. And, I've already seen a lot of tweets being weird about her, and I'm not happy about it, but I'm not surprised. Like, people are really nasty and not right in the head. The way I've kind of pulled this together. So, yeah, I'm not happy about that, and I don't think it's going to get any better. I'm trying to, like, pull this out, so there's, like, like a little, like, gap. You see it. the thing is, people were being weird towards her, and then we found out she's like, I think she's Mexican American, and she was wearing braids, like, not meant for her head braids. And it's like, okay, you can get her for that, but I think people hide their prejudice. I just put a T on that. Their prejudice for disabled people behind that. So it's like, I don't like when people speak on somebody's looks because they're not a good person. Like, ooh, I'm messing this up. Am I? Yeah, because, no, I just have 2 different shaped eyes. That's what it is. I have 2 different shaped eyes. So, like, this one comes a little bit higher if I were to start at the tear duct here. That's not the tear duct. I don't know. If I start here and go out, it's going to go higher. But when I do this one, it's a lot more straight. Or I'm just not doing it right. It's a great indicator that I just may not know what I'm doing. I'm going to try and drag it up a little bit more. But as you can see, it's kind of awful. Yeah, they found out she was wearing braids, and, like, people are like, oh, yeah, let's kick her off. But, like, I know that people just want her kicked off in the first place because she's disabled. So that's, like, weird to me. And where was I going with this? Yes, I don't like when people, I literally lost my entire thought. I don't like when people attack somebody's looks because of their morals. Because a lot of people have those same looks, you know, they have those qualities and traits about them physically. And so whenever you say something really nasty about those traits, somebody who's not a terrible person is going to see it. And I wish you guys would stop, you guys specifically, because I've seen all of you do it. I wish people would stop connecting the two, like that if you're ugly, you're a bad person, if you're pretty, you're a good person. That feels very elementary. I don't know how we got there, but we did. Unfortunately. So I'm like, I don't know, I'm really sad to see that people are attacking her being disabled. It's really unfortunate, but I should have seen it coming from these people. And again, I really hate the way that the fans of the show interact with it, because it's like, you don't know these people. I wish people would interact in the way that a lot of older people did with older reality TV. Nobody cared. You know, like, it's just not that big of a deal. You don't have to be, like, I hate using the word, but parasocial. You really don't have to be parasocial about these people. It's just so odd. Okay. We're sort of getting somewhere, but I'm still not feeling it, and I don't feel like getting concealer out and cutting it and making it cleaner. I'm just being lazy. So, what they say, take me as I am. Ooh, a hot mess. Yeah. A hot mess, and I think I just broke an eyeshadow palette. No, I didn't. Okay. Now let's get into the TV section where I talk about the things I've been watching. I don't know if I told you guys, but I started Skins, and I really like it. I finished the first gen, so now I'm on season 3. And this new gen, I do like them. I was scared I was gonna be too attached to the old for me to, like, fully engage with it, but I really like them. A lot more batshit crazy. Well, James Cook is, but I really do enjoy it so far. I'm only 2 to 3 episodes in. Having fun with that. I'll talk about The Boys. I know that this is a topic because everybody was anticipating this finale being god-awful. And congrats. No, you weren't right, actually. It wasn't that awful. It wasn't phenomenal for a finale, but it wasn't awful. It just wasn't. I wish I could sit there and hate, but I don't, actually, because I really did enjoy the show until its, like, last season where we were too busy building up a spinoff. We were too busy building up a spinoff for us to focus on the plot that's actually happening that we have to wrap up by the end of this 8-episode season. Guys, walk with me. It's not great, but I'm trying. Don't ever hire me to be a makeup artist. And I do think that a lot of people interact with this show in such god-awful faith. Like, you know, and I don't know if it's that or they're just like literally, they don't pay attention to the show. And I think it's both. Like, I know people wanted to hate so bad on this season, and I get it because there are a lot of things to hate about this season, but the things people are specifically hating on, it's like, did you even pay attention? Like, I have to pull up tweets for this. Hold on. Thank God I have this already open. Bookmarks. Okay, God, there's so many. And people interacting in bad faith. There's one where people were mad that they named Annie and Huey named their baby after Robin, his late girlfriend. They were like, somebody was like, why the fuck would they name their baby after Huey's ex? And they aren't married. Okay, bye. I'm so sorry, Annie. You already know how I feel about pushing women into marriage, yada yada. But baby, I don't understand why people are mad that the baby's named after his late girlfriend. That girlfriend is the reason they even met to begin with. Like, they genuinely, that's the whole reason he got involved in this. I don't understand why it would be so awful to name the baby Robin. Like, he very much loved her, and they know that I think Annie's just a lot more secure in her relationship, that she's fine to do that. I think it's so much more different to name it after a late girlfriend than an ex that, like, is still alive and kicking. You know? That's a whole different thing, but I genuinely didn't have an issue with that. I thought it was cute. Maybe I'm the issue. I think people were just being misogynistic, per usual for these fans, but they were saying that, oh my god, no way that Annie's story ends with her working under Huey. I think this is misogyny, and then just not paying attention. She goes and fights crime. Now, she does that with the baby in her stomach, which I think is so funny. Like, girl, you go, but her flying around with that baby at fast speeds is so funny to me. Like, ew, girl. Robin gonna be fucked up. But I just don't think people will pay attention. Because how did you get that she works under Huey? I don't know, that was just like, okay, you're stupid. Oh my god. Okay, the way that people reacted to Butcher kind of being the person he's always been, let's talk about that. I think that people were like, the comments showed how bad of a person Butcher was. Like, the show didn't do it that much of a justice, so him dying was like, it didn't make sense for a lot of people. It made sense to me. I messed that up. It made sense to me because I don't know if anybody who's wanting to commit a genocide for any reason is a good person. Like, he wanted to commit a suicide on all Supes, and I don't know why anybody was ever okay with that. Like, people were like, Huey's so annoying, and at times he was, but a genocide on all Supes, like, you're just as bad as Butcher. So that's why people didn't understand why Butcher was seen as this horrible person who should die. Like, no, like, he was awful. He was awful. And I don't know about the comics and how much they portrayed how awful he was, but I think the show did a good enough job to where I can get behind him being just as awful as I don't know about Homelander, but just as he's, I don't know, he's still bad. So one of the judges was like, so he goes crazy because Tara died. Are you stupid? Like, no, he doesn't go crazy because Tara died. His dog died. He lost Ryan, who's very much alive. He lost Ryan. He still felt emptiness after he killed Homelander because he's still, at the end of all this, he's still alone. You know, he's still alone. So, for you to be like, oh, he lost it because his dog died. Baby, you're just, like, stupid. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. A lot of new viewers, like, you have to spell things out for them. You have to spell things out for them. And it's very sad because it leaves a lot of creative control. Well, a lot of creative control is gone because you have to force feed, you have to hand feed the viewers. Like, oh, so annoying. Like, oh my god, that should have just been like, oh, like, he's so alone and he realizes, like, at the end of this, he's still not happy and he's alone. That's why he went crazy. I will say that the fight scene between Homelander, Butcher with Kimiko, and Ryan, it was so, like, quick. It felt very underwhelming, I will say. The scene of, like, Frenchie talking to Kimiko, corny as hell. I don't know who put that in there. I don't know if that was originally in the comics. We should just, no. Like, I didn't even sit there and cry. I was just kind of like, you're kind of wasting my time. Like, you're wasting my time with Frenchie on my screen. Like, he's dead. They said they did it in the worst way possible, the Homelander's thing. I don't have too many thoughts on how that was done. Like, Kimiko, like, shooting him with the ray. I still don't quite understand it, I will say that, but I'm not too mad at it. Okay. Oh my god, Eric Kripke, getting on my nerves. I sit here and, like, give him some grace, and then he gets on my nerves. He said, it says, Eric Kripke responds to why Marie Moreau can't just kill Homelander and how Gen V Season 3 would have looked. In quote, she has all of this power and everyone is online is like, well, why doesn't she just go take on Homelander? And I'm like, she's a 19-year-old kid. She has no idea how to wield any of it in any sort of responsible, controlled way. Were there to be another season of Gen V, that would be her training with Yoda season, where she learns how to take the next step. And, he goes on to say, the fact that she's super powerful, which she is, does not mean she's automatically ready for every single conflict, much less one as big as Homelander. It could be quite dangerous and destructive. Well, obviously, but the way that season 2 is set up, she very much has that training with Yoda season. And I think she came out of that season enough to be confident. So whenever we switch into The Boys season 5 and she's sort of just very, like, she thinks she's, like, not all that, and that she's not great with her powers. I didn't understand that shift because it felt like a very different thing from what we had seen from the end of Gen V. Like, she had learned, like, her full abilities. I don't know about full abilities, but most of her abilities, I think, enough to handle herself in a fight. Like, she killed Thomas Godolkin. She killed somebody with Gen V. Not Gen V. With, what is it called? V1? Is that what it's called? The shit they shoot up. She killed somebody with that in their veins. Like, I don't understand why we're acting like Marie Moreau is this, like, person who's never seen combat before in her life. She could have done something, right? I'm not saying she had to take him out, because I used to think that, but now I'm like, okay, maybe she doesn't have to, but at least be involved in the fight. She had her, and he had her take people to Canada, and that was the last we saw of her. Like, literally playing in my face. Like, I don't know. I hate the way things ended for Marie Moreau, but I don't know, man. I try not to think about it too much because it pisses me off so bad. Pisses me off so bad. I'm trying to make this like a lot more. I said this would be a good time to get these out. Great color. I have a great color choice. So yeah, I don't know. That was just like whatever. I was really upset at the way he responded to that because I do feel like he sort of bent the knee to fans who didn't want to see Gen B like be a major part of the story. Kind of irritated me, but whatever. This is where I think people don't pay attention. Wait, doesn't Homelander have fucking super hearing? How did he not hear the boys fighting next door, Starlight breaking windows, father screaming with his powers? What the fuck was this writing, man? Okay, so we can talk about the writing all you want, but whenever you're just not paying attention, there's nothing I can say to you. This scene starts when he's about to make his speech to America. The scene starts with him hearing ringing in his ears, like he can't focus on anything but doing this speech. Like he's just so out of it. Like people are trying to speak to him and he can't hear them. So why do you think when he's doing the speech, something he's so focused on, he can hear anything else? Do you not understand how that works? Idiots. I'm gonna try and go with this purple right here. And it's like, okay, you don't pay attention. Here's another one. I thought the deep has gills for breathing underwater, so why did he come up for air? Baby, last episode literally showed that they wanted him dead. The fish wanted him dead. The sharks wanted him. Everybody wanted him dead. So he came up because he's like, shit, I'm in the water. They're gonna kill me. Like, this is my issue. Like, it's just so obvious in your face. And I thought this was like not force fed, I need to stop saying that, like hand fed to the viewers, but I guess not, because this tweet got 48,000 likes. I guess that's it for the tweets. I was like, you guys are stupid. Again, it's just like nobody pays attention, and I hate that, especially for finale of a show that was already like garnering a lot of hate. It was like, okay, so you just wanted to be stupid and hate, like that's all it was. Half Man just finished tonight. I will say that I really did enjoy the finale. However, I don't know. Me and Diana just didn't have much to say about it. We were both just like, it was a lot to take in. I will say that. I think I kind of wish we had more time. I feel Diana said this and I'm like, oh yeah, you're kind of right. We didn't get enough of Albie and Niall for me to like fully understand why, or for I'm speaking like I'm Diana, for Diana and also I to understand why they ended up the way they did and like married. I guess we could say that it's because that's the only person Niall could truly be himself with, in the sense of like his sexuality. But I don't know. He kept telling Ruben that he thinks Albie's the one, and it's like, okay, I guess that's like where my curiosity is supposed to end, but it didn't. I'm not really feeling this color scheme. Not feeling the eye look. But hey, we're here. The ending did feel abrupt to me a teensy bit. I think because no, I didn't. It was supposed to be, it was a shock to me, at least, that Niall did not make it out of that barn alive. I was shocked, I will say that, at that. The ending, it was obviously disturbing because hearing Ruben like scream at Niall while he's strangling him, like, I love you, brother, I love you. That was hard to watch. Really hard to watch. But, I don't know. I think I just need to sit with it. I did enjoy the writing for literally the entire show, so I'm not too upset with it. I just do think I need to sit with it because it really was a lot to take in, guys. I don't know. Man, but let me tell you, Richard Gadd is fine. Like, that's all my mind could think about, unfortunately. Hold on. Oh, my eye's getting dry. Guys, this is so bad, but hey, I don't do things like this often, and I never will, okay? So you don't have to see this on me ever again. The reveal that Ruben's dad sexually assaulted Ruben as a kid, I wasn't too surprised by that. I sort of tried to, like, steer my mind away from it a lot of the time when I was watching the show, just because I didn't want to jump to crazy conclusions like that. But when you look, well, his whole thing was really sad when he was telling Niall about it. That whole scene was like, I teared up a little, I'm not gonna lie. Allie said she cried, and I was like, I'm gonna bawl my eyes out then, but I actually handled myself pretty well. Hold on. Because, no shade, like, the way I do eye makeup is probably the way that, like, in the sense that, like, how British people do their bases. Like, it's not good. Very, very harsh. That scene was phenomenal. I don't know, man. I just do think I wish we had more time, because I think there were more things I wanted to get into, but I really don't know. It's like, it's still so fresh in my mind, and I really do have to sit with this, because it's just really abrupt for my liking. But I do want to talk about how LB was, like, down to be with Niall after, like, hearing all the things he has done. Hello. Maybe he has, like, STDs. I don't know. Like, seeing the person that almost ruined your life and then being flirty with him, I don't know. Maybe it's just not something I could do. I lied, maybe. No. Oh, no. This doesn't look good, guys. Not feeling it, but hey, the video's almost over. So don't worry. I will not push this on you any longer. I had some tweets that I could go through. I don't know if you guys saw the whole Paris, that woman on TikTok who speaks about, she's a feminist. She's a self-proclaimed feminist. I don't know if you guys saw the drama with that. I kind of don't care. I'm not gonna lie, I think it's just a very mean thought of me. I think when you get on the internet to cry while in an apology video, it comes off as very, not manipulative, but I don't get the right vibes from you when you do it, because I totally think you could refilm it and at a time when you're not crying, because I do think whenever you cry, people are more keen to lean towards your side, even if you may be wrong. I don't think she's a TERF, but I do think that she's playing stupid in some ways. I do think that. I was gonna do this video in a British accent. It's too late for that. Guys. I think when you make content, like, guys, I have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, so, like, I know whenever I make content, you do sort of understand, like, when you put content out there, you will attract a certain crowd. And the crowd that she happened to attract were TERFs. And I won't get into her videos because I didn't watch them like that. I've seen like a couple. Some of them were like really crazy takes to me, but I'm not going to speak on that. I think when you have TERFs in your comments like agreeing with you, and it's like when I say, if I say something and I see a lot of men agreeing with me and telling me like, oh, like you're so right, then something's wrong, you know? So let's apply this thinking to the Paris situation. If you say that you include trans women in your feminism and your comments are TERFs, surely you would understand that it doesn't look good whenever you're attracting a TERF crowd. And you're like, and I'm not saying like you're responsible for how these people think and da da da. It's that you definitely can like put your foot down and say, hey, I don't agree with what you guys are saying, because obviously I think at a time where trans people are being like targeted by the government, it is very important for you to, I do think it's important for you to speak up on that. Now, she does speak from her own experiences, so I will say like, that's fine, like you don't have to. But if your comments are very TERF-like, I think that is a time where you do need to speak on it, unfortunately. Like, I'm sorry. I just think it's crazy. She also had swerve allegations, like sex work exclusion. I don't have any thoughts. I don't have any thoughts on that. But the TERF thing, I think this could have been very easily avoided. I also understand that she's young. Like, I think she's around our age. So, like, yeah, I look terrible. I'm still not over it. Yeah, I just thought that was kind of, I don't know. Those are my thoughts on it. I don't think about it anymore because it's like, what else is there to think about? Yeah. The AMAs, BTS swept. Like, y'all just don't get it. I don't get it. Them handing that award to SZA, low-key, like, it brought back some anger in my soul. I'm not gonna lie to you. There was some anger in my soul when that exchange happened, but hey, we move. It's the past. There's a tweet that says people who yearn for a relationship just don't have fulfilling friendships. I just don't. I've never agreed with this. I think, what am I trying to say? These are two different types of love, right? There's a platonic love and there's romantic love. You're getting platonic love from your friends, and you would get romantic love from a partner. So this idea never made sense to me. However, I can see like how people think it's odd to like fully like centering yourself around wanting a relationship. Obviously, like that's weird. Like, you need to find other things to focus on in your life. But when people do have community around them and still like want a partner, I don't think our first thought should be, wow, like you really need to you need to find other things to do. I think it's normal and it's okay to want love like that. Yeah, I think when people try to generalize in that sense, it's like, wow, you're boring. The Painted by Esther drama, what does that mean? I don't even know. I got Patrick Star mixed up. So there's that. Like, I'm obviously not qualified to speak on the situation. I'm scared to refresh my timeline and see what's going on. Oh my god. Shut up! I just refreshed my timeline and saw the surprise songs that BTS did for day 4. Boys with Fun and Danger? You know what? I hate Vegas because I was there. I was there and I should have been there for this tour. But okay, they got Permission to Dance and Go Go. I actually don't want to hear any slander about Permission to Dance. Like, I've said this before. People who hate on the English songs, you're so boring. Like, Permission to Dance is so cute. Just have fun. The boys love that song. They did Black Swan and Spine Breaker for day 2. Like, we're getting into weird territory. Like, please stop. I wasn't really feeling that. Spine Breaker, like, seriously? They're doing deep cuts. Day 3 was Ampon Man and Attack on Bangtan. Oh, God. Oh, I'm literally losing it. I'm literally losing it because I actually do think it's so, like, cunty to do Attack on Bangtan, like, right after they just swept at the AMAs. I think that's phenomenal, but I should have been there. I should have been there. Day 4, Boys with Fun and Danger. I know the timeline's in shambles right now. I haven't even looked. Fuck. I have to sit with that. I'm getting real scared for Diana, and I'm not gonna put any more songs out there because I'm scared. I'm scared for her. But I need her to get the songs that she wants. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. I was gonna talk about Ariana's single drop. Guys, I'm so seated for anything Ariana does. I'll be seated for Father-in-Law, like, obviously. And I'm seated for this album. I'm so excited for this album. I needed it so bad. Like, a healing. The song was so good. And if this is what the album is going to, like, the sound is going to be more geared towards, I'm really excited. But I'm really curious to see how the rest of the album is going to sound. Like, I'm not saying that because I didn't like the sound of this song. I loved it. I'm just really curious. I want to just let me listen. Let me listen. Yeah. I think that's all I have to talk about, guys. I'm gonna take this off immediately because I look like an idiot. But that's it. That's it, I suppose. Like, the wings were just so, like, they're so awful. I feel like it's giving, like, Hudson Williams makeup. Like, I'm so sorry, guys. It's giving this Met Gala look. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But, yeah. I'm going to have to edit this video, which will be something within itself, which I'm not happy about. But, hey, we move. But, alright. I'll see you guys later, and this eye look. I'm sorry.